Hey, the JSS students, I hope you're fine and you're doing well. It's long time since I met you again on virtual lessons, and I hope you're doing well. And today I'm focused at poetry. Now, currently I'm analyzing 3 books that are focused on poetry. That is Daughter of Nature, which I've completed, and we have Last Laugh, which I'm yet to, and I'm going on with the Melodies of Africa and other poems. Now, these are very interesting, simple poems that focus on the specific sub sets that you are covering. Yeah, you know, if a teacher would come and focus on styles, they would be using variety of poems. There is a time they would come and focus on themes, and they would use the poems in these books. Sometimes they would come and talk about persona, they'll use these poems. The relevance of a title of a poem, they may use it. The characteristics of a poem. Now, if you look at your syllabus, you realize that there is something about definition of a poem. What is a poem? Now, guys, do you know what a poem is? I always tell students, poem is music that is not being sung. It's just written on a page. But when it's transferred and we give it rhythm or a tune, it becomes a song, definitely. So, like when you are in primary school, you are going for play, and out there in the field, you could say public van, public van, number 28. I went for a ride, but now I stepped on the brake. Blue van, bye 0. 0.0 is around, and around. I am a girl, you are a boy. This is the factor that you must do. Salute for the king and bend for the queen. Close your eyes and count 15. And you could begin counting from 1 to 15. Now, I'm very sure we might, at that time, we were not actually saying the words very correctly, but it doesn't matter. Now, currently, you listen to a lot of songs, be it bongo, reggae, blues, sometimes R&B, reggae, and jam music, and all that. And each of it is a poem on its own. Now, a poem should have something that will touch your feelings. It should bear a message, sometimes hidden in imagery. When I say imagery, I mean similes, metaphors. It can be symbolism, and any other personification, and those sorts of things. Now, a poem is normally written by a poet. Yeah, so the writers you see, whether it's Anna Kula-Mtu, whether it's J.K.S. Makoha, whether it's Macharia Mwangi, those are poets. I am a poet too, and that's why I really like analyzing poems. Now, when you come to Daughter of Nature, for example, you will meet poems like A Village of Many Colors, Daughter of Nature, and so many other poems. Now, when you get to this poem, how would you say this is a poem? When you read it, it expresses feelings. Maybe it's feelings of anger, happiness, it might be disgust, it might be love, it might be hatred, spite. Yeah. And therefore, in a poem, we have something we call attitude, which is shown on the face. Yeah, the feelings. Then we have tone, which we show by here. What actually comes from here? When you speak, how do you feel it? Are you lamenting? Are you demanding? Are you ironical or sarcastic? Yeah? Are you, sorrowful? Then we have mood. Mood is the general atmosphere around us. Are you sad? Are you happy? Are you calm? Are you confused? Is it mysterious? Yeah, so sort of things. In a poem, you also have to understand how many lines each stanza has. Yeah, so we don't do a lot of emphasis on such classification, but it is there, whereby you can say this poem has 2, that is, we call it a couplet. Then we have 3, tercet, 4, that is a quadret, and so forth. We go up to haikus, we go up to sonnets, but sometimes we don't even focus on such. But you have also to know how many lines they are, whether they are balanced or not. Then how are they organized? Some lines are organized like shapes. So you see, like if you look at your poem, there is a poem known as what? Let me just say. Yeah, there's a poem, if you check in Daughters of Nature, it is structural. We have some poems which we call concrete because they take the shape of whatever they are talking about. Yeah, we have panoramas, whereby every line takes a specific letter and it focuses on that thematically. We also have other types of poems which we don't have to focus on now. You also have to be careful about punctuation in poems because it helps you to understand the meaning. Like some poems, they go breaking lines, which we call enjambe. Enjambe. So ENJAMBMENT. Yeah, so this kind of breaking, you have to read the entire part before you understand what the poem is about. Now we have other poems you just have to read line, 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 and others you must consider where the punctuation ends, like there's a full stop, a comma, a dash, so you pause when necessary. Yeah. So then we have some, you also have to look at the grammar, the choice of language. We have poems whereby you can find they are very formal, others will be informal, others will mix other languages inside, others will bear sounds. Like there is a poem in Dot of Nature where they have placed sounds like hey, ho, hey, like that. So you must experience the poem, and the only way to experience and get the feelings right, get the kind of voice the person is using and all that, is to get deep in the poem. Yeah, now every word matters in a poem. Yeah, now you have the ability to compose a poem even in your class, as long as you know what you want to talk about. Maybe you want to talk about pollution of the environment, yeah, or destruction of rivers, the beauty of the clouds. You want to talk about the importance of your grandmother or diverse, different people within your community and so forth. So you use those ideas that you find around to compose. But as you're composing, you must consider the number of lines, the kind of words, the punctuation, yeah, how you press the message, yeah, the kind of feelings you want us to have, the attitude and mood and all that. Then consider the title. Sometimes it tells us a lot about the poem. So when you are reading poems, you must start with the title, then try to read aloud if you can have that space. You start silently, then go loud. Each word, think about it. Do not really rush through whatever you're reading. And if punctuation are there, consider them. If they are not there, sometimes you don't have to break. Read up to where the punctuation is. See whether you can find a dictionary and check for the new words so that it can be easy for you to understand whatever you're talking about. Now, it's always important that you read books that have done a lot on poetry analysis or discussed things to do with poetry. You also get to friends whom you can share poems with and see how they understand them. Then you can also recite, like if you're in music festival drama, try to also check on that and you may understand more about poems. The other thing is that we have specific words that you may be asked, like subject matter, the theme, what is the main message. The same, this is just the same question. So we will talk a lot about poetry. So just consider that as we keep revising, keep referring to Dot of Nature, stay put. Otherwise, have a nice evening. Bye-bye for now.